Hello everybody, welcome to race number 19 of 36 of the NASCAR Heat Evolution series. Today we're at New Hampshire, and honestly, not really looking forward to this race. I know the last time I came to this track on this game, the brakes were terrible, but we'll see if we can actually do anything today as we're starting to load on in. And you guys saw the settings already, 105 AI difficulty. And now we're loading into our qualifying lap already as we head into turn 1. You can hear the tires squealing. I'm trying to be on the brakes, and then watch how careful I have to be with the throttle. I don't know if you guys could hear that, but we were very picky on picking up the throttle. You'll hear it again in turns 3 and 4. Yeah, it was not good, and we still hit the wall anyway, even when I was being picky. So, we qualify P40 as per usual with this series because the AI is insane at qualifying. And now we'll jump ahead to the race. Green flag in the air at New Hampshire. Just trying to see if we can find any holes going into 1, but we really don't, and we are already in the wall. As you'll see in the bottom left, there will be a wall popper, or I guess wall popping counter throughout the video, and trust me, I did it way more than what's shown in the video, but I'm just too embarrassed to say how many times I did it. Not that I was keeping track, but anyway, we head into turns 3 and 4. Again, this is where we're gonna struggle for most of this race. 3 and 4, for whatever reason, I just could never get the throttle time down. I just could not time out when I was supposed to hit the throttle. In 1 and 2 I was okay, probably could have been better, but 3 and 4 was really difficult to get through for some reason. As we head down into 3 and 4, speaking of which, as we're looking to the inside of Tyler Reddick and now Paul Menard, we're 3 wide there with Menard and DiBenedetto, but not really going to get a whole lot out of that, so we slip into 39th. So we head into lap number 3. Oh, car is in the wall. Bobby Labonte. That's not going to be a caution, but as you heard from my spotter, there was a wrecking turn 1, so that'll pretty much end his day. And if he does come back, he'll probably be a couple laps down. Anyways, we're moved into 38th right now, as they're 3 wide ahead of me with DiBenedetto, Michael Annett, and Brian Scott. And now we're going to jump ahead a little bit here. I just wanted to show with this clip kinda the tire progression that you see at this track. For whatever reason, there was a lot more tire progression than I think I've ever seen on this game, so that was kinda nice, as we do get the run off of turn 2, but just was not able to capitalize on it because Truex kind of closed the door. Let's see. Yep, again, trying to pick up the run as much as we can. Almost hit the wall. That was probably the closest we got without hitting the wall. You can see how patient I'm trying to be with the throttle, but you can also, I don't know, it's really hard to tell between the first few laps in here, but I noticed right away that the tires were going away quick, and I really could not pick up the throttle as much. I was actually experiencing more understeer than oversteer, and that's going to really be the case for the rest of this race here, as we're only about 25 laps in. So we'll jump ahead a bit here, and we are 31st, so yeah, the tires are really starting to get to us, as we're right behind DiBenedetto now. We've fallen back about 2 seconds at this point from Truex, and Truex is ahead of that pack right there. And just trying to wheel the car around, just try to get to the next pit stop here. And oh, there's a wreck ahead of us here in turn 1 and 2, and we're gonna hit the wall as well, and my car spins out. Okay, anyways, we pit, so now we're gonna take the fresher tires and try to go wherever with them, because I'm trying to poke the nose underneath Almirola. Yeah, that's going to be an issue for a few laps right there. I don't know if you guys, well, yeah, obviously you guys saw. But the car was really just, I got into the brakes and it immediately the back end just started to come around, so probably not ideal for that type of situation. As now we see 4 wide between Chase Elliott, Dale Jr., Tony Stewart, and Kurt Busch, so a little bit of Hendrick versus Haas there. As now we get stuck behind Tony Stewart. This is the most blatant wall ride. I tried to pull a Kyle Larson at Darlington. So yeah, that didn't happen. That definitely did not happen. Okay, we did it again. That's at least maybe 10 times I've done that. About 5 other times I didn't have the cameras actually recording. Pretty sure this is probably not one of my best races. Oh, we're gonna do it again, aren't we? Yep. This was when I started to get kind of pissed and started just wall pop everywhere I could, so that way I could just gain time for no reason. I stopped doing it after a while because I realized that it was kind of sad that I was doing this on a 6-year-old game. As now we're nearing up on the back bumper here of Kenseth and Jimmie Johnson. See if we can make a move. Nope, we're not looking for it. Jimmy kind of just gets squirrely right there in front of me. And actually, I almost wreck him there. As now I get to the outside of Tyler Reddick, and you can see how much grip I have going around the outside right there. When we got to Tyler Reddick, I was able to kind of get to his bumper and clear. And yeah, the leader went into the pits. I'm pretty sure that's, I want to say David Ragan, but I could be wrong. But we'll keep moving anyway. And yeah, a car is just not turning, and there's another wall pop. So now we're going to push Chase Elliott ahead. Oh, just made contact with Annette there. I think, I don't know, actually I don't even know what happened. I think there was someone that was peeking low on entry and I just didn't see them because of the camera I have it on. But we'll move. And now we're going to get by Trevor Bayne and Kyle Busch and try to get by Chase Elliott here, as we're going to split the gap on Hamlin going 3 wide up to David Ragan now. So that must have been David Gilliland or someone in the 38. And got someone pitting. So now we're running in the 30.8. That's basically where the rest of my laps kind of went for the rest of this race, in the 30s. But yeah, this is one of those times where I just did not take advantage of the tires that well, and I just was too high up in the center to really be able to arc it down, because these cars do not have like a whole lot of grip. I was looking for a spot to where I could hit the throttle and punch it out of the corner, but I never did hit that point where I could do that. Instead, the car just kind of felt flat and just stayed up on the nose. And now I just basically pummel Logano into the wall for no reason. I'm sure he's not too happy about that. But anyways, we pick up a massive run here. I'm going to kind of give Edwards a little bit of a nudge. I'm in way too deep, and I obviously deserve to be spun out there. I was in way too deep in my braking zone, and I wound up screwing it up. We do a full 360, and we managed to put it from 3rd gear back to 4th. And now we're running around again. And hey, Bobby Labonte's actually back on the track. He's 33rd right now. So, a couple laps down maybe like 2 or 3 laps down, but not too bad. As now we're going to try to drive our way through the pack again. I'm driving a little bit more meaner, I think, at this point. I'd be a little too angry that I spun. I think I'm more angry at the AIs, but doing post-commentary here, I probably should be more mad that I did that in the first place, because I knew better. And yeah, I'm just at this point just driving really aggressively, trying to get to anyone I can. Probably not ideal to continue to do that driving style, so hopefully we calm it down here a bit. Yeah, now we're just a little too loose into the corner again. And you guys could hear right there, I tried picking up the throttle earlier, had to completely lift off, and then I was finally able to pick it back up again. It's just a lot of throttle management you need to have here at this track, especially with this game. I didn't realize that it was going to be as specific on throttle input as it really was, so that was kind of a nice touch to see. Because now we're going to head into the next clip here in a few, but we're going to make a move for 14th on Eric Jones with just 102 laps to go, so we're looking at about lap 49 right now. And we're looking to complete the pass, and we do get around him for 14th. So we'll jump ahead real quick. This is lap 75 now. We're about to hit the halfway point. And yep, we're just getting around a couple of lappers. We're second right now, but we're going to be dropping back a bit as we let Boyer by, and now we're going to hit pit road. So a couple things to note as we come into this second half of the race is that the AIs are like really good around here for some reason. This is honestly the most I struggled with the AI throughout this entire championship series, and that's dating back to 2019. So this has honestly been the most difficult track I've had to deal with. But we're just going to keep pushing forward. I know this race is almost over, and I will have to, actually I will have to see on the schedule again when we come back in the fall for the chase race here. But it shouldn't be as bad. I don't think we should be able to move on by that point, hopefully. And yep, we're gonna come right back out up to 4th gear, and we're coming back out 24th. So we're gonna go ahead and jump ahead a bit. I just wanted to show you guys the pit stop, and we are now on lap 104 of 150. We've kind of clawed our way back to 12th somehow. But yeah, we're really just struggling for grip on entry, and that, as you can see in the mirror there, Kyle Busch actually gains like 4 or 5 tenths up onto my rear bumper there, but just could not get around me, or even to my door, for that matter. And this time he does. He full sends it right into turn 1. I really did not understand why he did that, but I still managed to get an okay exit before I get almost walled by Austin Dillon, and then the caution does come out. So my thinking here at this point in the race is to stay out, because we're going to have to probably count on everyone who pits now to need to pit later. So we're going to hope it stays green as we move on to the next restart. We kind of get a nice jump on it, as now we're around both Larson and Stenhouse here. Yep, and I'm back in the wall again. Nice. So I'm just going to kind of show you guys a couple laps here. As we have 8 laps of fuel left. So it should get us to about 119. Which would give us enough fuel to make it to the end. As long as we don't do anything stupid, we should be able to get a top 15, top 10 maybe out of this race. But we are getting passed by everybody right now. As the old tires are not really working out, for one, and two, the AIs have a lot more stability. Oh, there's another wall pop. The AIs have a lot more stability with the older tires than I do, and it seemed like that for the entirety of the race. So I don't know if it was whether or not another wall pop. I don't know if it was whether or not it was me just not doing anything remotely close to what they were doing in the corners, or if they just have better tires in general that have better grip than mine. So I don't know what that's about. So now we're wall popping like every corner, so this has been fun. As I kind of send Boyer a little bit, and now we're just gonna have to again push out Blaney. I know I already did it once, I didn't want to do it again, but the car just really lacks any grip and any way to really stay on the bottom, which kind of sucks. As we move into about 35 laps to go here. And again, just are really struggling here for grip, as now we're going to be all over the door of Denny Hamlin here for 7th. And we're about a second off of our best lap this race. And now Blaney kind of sends me wide a bit. We're 3 wide for a second. I'm trying to push through, get back the spots here. I'm really just trying to hold on to whatever track position I can. I dive it in really deep, and I lose a lot of time in the center as a result. And this allows Hamlin and Blaney to get by, and Stenhouse as well, actually. And now Casey Mears looks to the bottom. Stenhouse kind of falters on entry, so that freaks me out a bit. And now I'm in the wall again. Oh, contact with Casey Kane, and we are spinning again. No caution, but do miss the shift into 3rd gear there, and now we are back in 26th. And I just went ahead and just skipped forward to when we pit, which was on the same lap, by the way. I don't know why I did that, but we did pit as well in lap 117. And at this point, I'm pretty frustrated with myself because I feel like I had a lot more track position if I just was a little bit calmer with my driving. But instead, we're all the way back behind lap cars, and at this point, our race is pretty much killed. It's been killed for a bit, so we're just going to try to run and see what we can get out of it, as we see a bunch of cars come out of pit road before me. As we get a 16.8 pit stop, which is definitely not ideal in the slightest, as we're going to come out P37, 1 lap down. I don't know if I'm going to show you here or not, but we are a lap down at this point. As now we will go ahead and skip forward to the last couple laps. Yep, we were a lap down. We're going to skip down to 3 to go, though, because not a whole lot did happen. We passed a couple cars, but that was pretty much it. But now it's just a straight-up battle between me and Dale Jr., and that was the second most blatant wall pop I think I've seen this race. And I still hit the wall anyway. I'm all over the door of Dale Jr. here. But see, I'm just trying to make it clean at this point. So I'm trying to arc it back to the bottom. We do get it to the bottom, but we lose so much time doing that. Because if you remember, we were door to door with him going into the corner. Then we lose about 2.5, 3 tenths coming out of the corner because I have to be so patient on the throttle. And the AIs really don't. So it kind of sucks, but anyways, we're diving it in hard, trying to get the position. One last wall pop for good measure. We're going to try to get to him all the way underneath the yellow line, all the way back up, and it's just not enough, as we are going to finish P20 here at New Hampshire. I knew it was going to be a difficult race going in, but I did not expect myself to do this bad. I thought we were going to probably do top 15, maybe even a top 10 if we could luck it out enough. But we just had nothing going for us. When we wrecked there at like lap 118, I knew our race was pretty much killed after that point. So really does suck to finish P20. Don't have a whole lot more to say about it, so we'll see whenever I decide to move forward a bit. Yep, okay, there we go. So, with that race being done, we are still P1 in the points. We have 685, about a 130 point lead over Casey Kane. But with that being said, that'll do it for this episode. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace, peace.